Hey guys, Fix It Dan again. Going to do some brakes today. Something different. Brakes on a truck. It's a Scania 124L, an older 99 model. So it's drum brakes. Just going to put brake liners, new brake liners on. Had new drums last time, so they should be all good. I'll just scuff them up a bit. So yeah, easiest way is to just show you in here. See that nut there on the back of the booster? There's one on each wheel. So back that nut right out, and the easiest way is to release the brakes. So chop the wheels, release the brakes, back that nut right out, and then put your brakes back on, and that wheel brakes will be released. So I've got a big rattle gun there. I've got a big air one too. I can't get them undone. The guys at the wheel places have got massive ones, you know, so I use a torque multiplier or nut breaker. I'll show you how that works. You've got to have one. All right, so you can see in there, I've backed that bolt out. So that brake is now released. I've got the brakes back on, so it's on every other wheel, but that brake's released. So the drum will slide off. Now, this is the nut breaker I was talking about. Yep, that'll get the wheel nuts undone, so I'll do that now and I'll show you. Yeah, so that's it fitted. You got your little handle, socket, they're 33 for these, 33 mil. And you see this bar, whichever way you're turning, it's got to go against either that side or that side. So undoing, you want it on that side. Then when that turns that way, it's levering against there, and it'll turn that socket. So I'll set this, do it with one hand. Oh, need a bit more power. There we go. Pull there tight. Hang on. Tricky with one hand. Hang on. Righto. So that one's loose. It turns it really slow because it's, as you're spinning here, it goes through gears and multiplies the torque basically. So yeah, I'll go through and get the rest of them out. We'll get these wheels off. Be careful of your wheel nut threads. You put a bar underneath. Just work it out. Work its way out over the wheel nuts. Nothing's light. And there's the drum. So there is some threads here. If you can't get it off, you can wind some bolts in and it'll push itself off. It's a way of doing it. Or you can just give it a bit of a tap. Yeah, it's going to come off. So it moves. See that? Now, these aren't light. I should have gloves on. Yeah, that bolt there, that's how you adjust your brakes in and out. So even though I've backed this booster off, you can also wind this. That's your slack adjuster. That'll wind through this bar and it'll even wind them in further. So if your drum was still grabbing on that, you back that off as well. I'll have to back it off to get the spring off. I'll show you after. Right, I've got some gloves on. Don't lose a finger. These are heavier than one of the wheels. You see that? I'll just give that a sand in there with some sandpaper because it's they're pretty good. Like I said, they were new last time. Get that out of the way. Yeah, so there's that spring. When I undo that bolt I just showed you for this slack adjuster, it'll wind this. And let me get the camera. It'll wind that, so this wheel here sits in that, and then that's completely backed off, so you can get, it's easy to get the spring off and whatnot. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. Hardest bit I reckon is getting the tyres off. And then there's just circlips there. See those circlips? Sort of forgot to buy. I got a shit one. Yeah, you just back them off and they just slide off. Easy. Yeah, right, so I'll show you this. Now they're on a spring. I know this looks filthy, but it's regularly greased. That's what dust sticks to everything. So that's how you adjust your brakes up. Yeah, these are opposite though, so to undo it, you'd be like you're tightening a bolt, and you watch what's happening there. If you can see it moving slowly. See, that's working around. It's going to go into that hole, which is completely backed off. It's easy. So when I adjust them, I do it so it's like you're undoing a bolt, does that up. I go all the way up, and then I back it off, whatever your truck calls for. So quarter and a half, or half a turn, whatever. But yeah, and then the front wheels are the opposite thread, so they're doing up, tightens it. So yeah, it just depends what truck you got. That's easy. All right, so now I'll pull that spring off, pull those circlips off at the back there, and we'll get them out. So I've got that plate off the back I showed you with the circlips. You gotta be careful, there's two rubbers there. Don't lose them. There's the circlip things, they're off. Now for that spring, now that I've got that backed off to its, that should just pull up. There we go. Put that aside. And now, you sort of got to slide them out past here first. Then you can bend them up. Slide straight off that shaft. There we go. All right, so I'll give that a wash off. Then we'll take it up. I've made up a little jig. I'll show you I'll show you now what we're gonna do. See those rivets? We're gonna get this pad off. So all those rivets, I smash that off and then grind the rivets off, pop them out, and the new pads come with new rivets. And yeah, you just re-rivet it on. Easy. Just wash that down. Just use a chisel, screwdriver, or whatever. I just put it in a box so it collects all the bits. So I just start in one corner. I'll just show you the start of this, and then I'll get them all off. So once you get past the first rivets, put a dust mask on while you're doing this. Then it should start coming off in bigger bits. All I do now, put a thin cutting disc on the grinder and just zip through there without hitting that. Just nip them all off, and you just poke them out with a punch. Oh, some of them just fall out, but yeah, easy. And then yeah, I'll show you how to put the new ones on. Yeah, so I'll just show you. So there's a new one. Nice big chunky pad. So that top part, yeah, just have a look there. We're looking at wrong end. They're pretty much 10 millimeters, the top section, and the old one I pulled off. And I focus. We're looking at, we've got 5 mil there. So the other end was a bit lower. They're gone, you know, they haven't worn quite evenly. It's probably just under the 45%, but this end's 50, that's 50%, so just be a tad under the other end. So yeah, that's right when you want to change them, if not 2 months ago. But yeah, that's awesome. All right, we'll get that fitted. I'll show you how we do that. I've got a small anvil here. I've welded a little pin. What that's for, this comes with rivets. That's your new rivet. Disc, I mean, pad. Yep. So they drop in there, and obviously you've got to bend the other side of the rivet. So made up that pin. I can't get it. Which slots in like that. And you just, I'll show you how to bend the top of the rivet over. Yeah, there is tools you can buy for this. But yeah, this works. I do need an extra set of hands though, just to hold it for me. Yeah, so that'll sit on there. Let's see, that'll bring it here. Then I just drop all the rivets in, and I put a bit of tape over the top, just a bit of masking tape, and then when I flip it over, they all stay in place. It's easy. All right, I'll get this loaded. I'll grab one of my sons. Give me a hand. Yeah, all right. So I've got a set of hands here, make it a lot easier. So we've done that one there. I'm going to do it. Just start with a diagonal. Find the hole. Let's go. There we go. All right, and if you can find that center there, that's it. There you go. Let's get that flared out a bit more. That's it. Recheck your centers there. Bit hard with that thing in the way, and there's inside ones. See, I sort of go around the edge. Few taps in the middle. Once you get that solid sound, that's good. I better go do a couple of them. You gotta try and do it like you do up some bolts, you know, crisscross. Yeah, so there we go. There's one finished. Nice thick pad on there. See all those rivets in there. all done. I just tap it. You want that nice solid sound. If you get a hollow sound, you might have to tighten them up a bit. Give them another tap. Yeah, see all the rivets in there, all done. Looks factory. Now to do the other one. Alright, so I've got both them back on. Put that spring on. The shafts on the other side, they slide onto. Put a bit of grease, and also inside the hole on the other side there's a groove, so you want that full of grease. And wipe any excess off because you don't want grease near brake pads, obviously. So springtime. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's all it is. Now we put the drum on. See, I gave these a quick paint. Cleaned that surface, front surface up where it meets the rim. Sanded inside. Fingers. Be able to slide it on there. There we go. Yeah, it's all there is to it. Easy brake job. I'll put the rims on and I'll quickly show you how to adjust it up. Righto, so the wheels are back on. Now this bolt, I've got to wind that back in so the brakes are off. You hear that beeping, that's my handbrake alarm. That's loose, it says don't use rattle gun on these, but that's when the spring tension's on it, when your brakes are applied. So at the moment there's no tension, so I just wind it in easy. Otherwise it takes too long with it. Then I'll just nip it up by hand. Not overly tight, so it doesn't come loose. Alright, that's done. Now we'll come around here, I'll show you the adjust the brakes. Alright, so back to this slack adjuster. So like I said, this one is as if you're undoing a normal bolt. Tightens it in. So I take it all the way and that will pull the brakes up tight. Won't take long because they're new pads. That feels like it there. Righto. Now these ones, just been backing it off full turn there, which is quarter, and then I go one more click, so quarter and a half. Yeah, righto. So that was easy. That's done. That wheel's adjusted up. I'm going to take it for a drive. Those pads will bed in a little bit and readjust this wheel. While the brakes are off, I'm going to do the other wheels. It's due, and yeah, that's it, guys. Just got to double check these wheel nuts, put the little caps back on, and happy days. All right, don't forget to subscribe too, guys. Help me out, that'd be good. See you next time.